There's a small patch of land on Earth that has almost no rainfall, scorching heat during the day and bone-chilling cold at night. It's Death Valley in eastern California, and it's one of the driest places on the planet. But there is life here, and one particular beetle has been dubbed the water collector of Death Valley sands. And for good reason. This little beetle has evolved an extraordinary ability to collect water out of thin air, and it does this by harvesting morning fog and the evening dew, essentially drinking salty tears from the sky. The process begins with the rising sun. As its rays hit the cool desert sand, the temperature rapidly increases, and the dry air rises up through the valley like a chimney. This sucks up water vapor from the slightly wetter areas to the south and forms clouds over the peaks of the surrounding mountains. Then as the sun begins to set, the air starts to cool, and the water vapor in the air condenses into tiny water droplets, and this creates an abundance of fog and clouds over the desert floor. Now, if you happen to be a beetle living in Death Valley, this is your cue to get out your water wings and fly up to the surface to catch some fog. You see, these beetles have special spongy pads on their legs and bodies that act like little water balloons. They use these to soak up the water droplets suspended in the morning fog, and they do this by adjusting the amount of water they have inside their bodies. By controlling how much water they have inside, they can basically adjust their buoyancy and fly at whatever altitude has the right amount of water vapor. Basically, they just go up until they find the perfect amount of moisture in the air, and then they fill their little water balloons to capacity. And then when the sun goes down and the air starts to cool again, the process reverses. The water droplets start to condense back onto the desert floor, and the beetles fly down to scoop it all up. These little guys can drink about 10 milligrams of water in a single night, which might not sound like much, but it's enough to keep them alive. And that's because they're really, really tiny. In fact, some of them are so small that they can fit on the tip of your finger. But even though they live in one of the harshest environments on Earth, scientists estimate that there are about 100 million of these beetles living in Death Valley, and they come in a variety of colors, including brown, black, yellow, and green. And yes, they are edible. In fact, the native people of the area have been eating them for thousands of years. They're said to have a crunchy, salty flavor, kind of like a potato chip. So maybe don't go to Death Valley anytime soon. There's nothing like a nice, juicy beetle burger for dinner.